So this is Bonnie Doty, and I'm making a little tutorial about how to do the cuff on the Florida Girl socks. Because a lot of people have had some confusion, people who've never done a cuff like this before. Anyway, I've knit my first row, my cast on row, in a contrasting yarn just to make it easier to see that row. And now that I think about it, it might be a good idea when you make the socks to always do that, because this is going to be on the inside anyway and it's not going to show, at least until you get used to it. It might be a good idea, and I may add that to the pattern. Anyway, so I've knit my cast on row and my 9 rows, and this is, I am looking at the stockinette side, which is the right side, and by contrast, this is the wrong side with the reverse stockinette, all the purl bumps. So we're going to fold wrong sides together. So you sort of, I use my thumb and my finger. So here I've folded the wrong sides together. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, so I didn't come up the way it curls. The way it curls is this way. That would be right sides together. You go opposite what it feels like it should, and that is wrong sides together. Sometimes it's easier to look. Here's my first row, my first column. So my first stitch is going to be this one. And that's the one right after where I joined my second color. So this is the first stitch. And it doesn't really matter. You just pick up the bottom loop. You put that on from the right hand needle to the left hand needle. I'll do it again so you can see. I don't know if it was in focus. Okay, bend up. Let's find that loop right there. And I'm going to put it on my left hand needle. Now to join, we knit the first stitch with that stitch. Oops. I'm hoping this is in focus, but get this out of the way. First stitch with that stitch. And there you go. I've joined the back with the front, first stitch. Now I'm just gonna say, for practical purposes, I am ignoring the tail, but what I like to do is bring this tail inside as I join. Let's see if I can show you. So that it gets enclosed in the cuff as you go. That is a really cool thing to do, and then you don't have that tail to deal with. But we're not going to do that now because I'm just trying to show you how to knit. Okay, so we've got our first stitch joined. So we're going to go find the next one. And in this case, it sometimes is hard to tell where the next stitch is. You know, if you go down and get to the bottom of your second column, it would be this loop right here. So let's see where that loop is here. Bring it back around. It looks like it's this loop right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that on. Believe me, this goes faster as you get used to it. And we're going to knit these 2 stitches together. Voila. Next loop. Put it on. So I'm going to go about halfway, and then we're going to turn it over and take a look at how neat and clean it looks. All right, so in this case, I pulled the loop tight. I'm thinking this. Let's see. What's at the bottom here? It's this one. This right here. Yeah, that's fine. This'll do. I don't think it's super... You don't want to get ahead of yourself or else you'll slant the columns in your cuff. But that said, as long as you're staying sort of lined up, it doesn't matter what loop you're going to grab. Sorry if I keep going out of focus. I've never done this before. I'm just thrilled that my camera can even do this. I mean, this is just a Samsung Galaxy, an old Galaxy Note 9. And I've got it on Pro Video, which just kills me. It zooms in nice and close, and I just have to learn to keep my hands in the frame. So you can see it's fiddly. Yes, it's fiddly, but I'm not creeping along that slowly. I mean, it's only 60 stitches and then you're done. The hardest part is the very first couple of stitches, just getting the feel of it. All right, so let's take a look so far. Look at this nice, neat little seam. This is the inside. Look at this nice fold. This is the inside and this is the outside. We're coming around. Anyway, this is it. You put on your stitch marker. This is my pretty little teacup stitch marker. And I'm going to just join here to hold things together. And you are now looking at your cuff. Here's the inside. Look at that pretty row of chain stitches. Isn't that neat?